Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel for another war video. We are in War 6 up against DSVG. Tons of great guys over there. We're going up against Buddy Lee's Hyperion here, and Venompool is getting put into the fight. We activated some Odin pre-fights so that we can benefit from the Rich Get Richer Fury node here. And the goal is to just eat as many of his buffs as possible, just get him down, bait out specials when we can, stack those Furies, and try not to eat SP3. This Hyperion is pretty special happy, which is always nice. I do have an invuln boost on so we could eat a couple, but I would prefer to bait them out, obviously. Just don't want to deal with that. He's throwing his SP1 again here, which is nice. Try to eat power gain. I thought I would get that second one too, but it is only a chance to trigger, so we don't get it, but he throws the SP2. And we're going back in. He keeps throwing the specials. We're starting to stack Furies, eat both of those buffs. We're getting our buffs up, stacking even more Furies. We're starting to hit pretty hard already. He keeps throwing his specials, and he is basically down. I think like one more combo, maybe a special one, and we'll call it a day. So, nope, just a combo, no special needed. So first fight, very clean. Venompool snacking on all the buffs, and we're moving on to the Sasquatch here. Again, Rich Get Richer Furies. I'm taking it with Torch. The plan is just to nuke it before the Rich Get Richer even really matters. And here we go. Pre-fight activated. Just check real quick the nodes and the pre-fight and get in there. And basically all there is to watch out for here is when he goes unstoppable from the global, and if he does make it to Wrath of Tanarak. But my plan was to not even let him get to Wrath of Tanarak. He is going to stack Furies, but again, my goal is to just nuke him down there. I just mistimed my decks. I still have my indestructible on, still have 2 hits on it, so I'm not too concerned. Bait out this SP1, hopefully, or maybe I just let him nuke himself. I'm not sure. Can't really remember. Yeah, we bait it out. We're gonna go back in probably for like one more combo, 2 more combos, and then let the Incinerates finish him off. So Power Stings get him in the end, and that's section 1 done for. So moving on to section 2, we're on path 8, which again is Rich Get Richer, and this time it is power instead of Furies. So we're going up against this Venom here with Venompool. My goal is to eat as many of his buffs as possible, and just watch out for his unstoppable. So I knew he could have it there because of the armor. We're going to eat that, snacking on these buffs. Venompool eats well this war. His armor triggers again, and there, I don't know, I just guess I mistimed my special 1 input, so it doesn't connect, but that's okay. He doesn't punish us. We're eating well again, getting some more of those buffs, and I get my Vicious up so that my bleeds will start ticking faster. Again, watching the global timer there. Now I'm going to throw this SP2. He lets me complete my dance. We've got a ton of buffs going on. We're going to be hitting pretty hard here coming up soon. Again, I'm watching the unstoppable timer. It doesn't trigger. His amniosis is coming up. I try to get this off fast. Doesn't trigger an armor, and I'm going to go in for one more SP2 and call it a day. So, Venompool putting in work. And we're moving on to another Venompool fight, the Sersi. I did practice a lot. If you eat one of her specials, you're going to be in trouble. They can hit pretty hard. And this fight doesn't go perfectly. I do make mistakes. My invuln is still on, I believe. Or maybe I think I left an invuln on. And again, the goal here is to just have more buffs than her. Which works sometimes. It doesn't really work at the start here, and I, again, thought I got a parry, but I missed it. Just trying to keep my SP1 up, dex these specials. I want the SP1 up so that I can eat her buffs and get some more of my charges. Let's get the bleed up here, and now, again, I'm trying to bait this SP1 and just be aware that she can go unblockable when she's far away. Time the dex correctly. There comes another glance. She doesn't glance the bleed itself though, which is nice. And I don't want to hit her too much while she has this because she will get regen. At this point I have way more buffs than her, so we should be fine on Rich Get Richer. And as I say that, it pushes us to SP3. So now I'm trying to bait this SP1. Dex that part of it, dex this part of it. She activates her glancing manually with a heavy, which is kind of unfortunate. Now I know that I have to wait out this glancing before I throw my SP3, so I'm just buying some time here. Dexing another SP1. Again, not fast. Messed up my rotation a little bit, but Venompool will still do just fine. I see that the glancing is not up yet, so I throw this with my vicious buff up, and we should get a pretty sizable bleed off of this. Let's see how it does. There we go, ticking for 4,000 a second. Just hitting into her here. I just want to keep the bleed up. I don't really care about her glancing or her regen, if we're going to out damage it, and that'll be the fight. So, not perfectly clean, took a little bit longer than I wanted to, but we made it through, soloed it, Venompool doing his job, and then the next morning, after we woke up, we have to take this Peni Parker. I've taken this a couple times with Venompool this season. It's always just a little bit of a sketchy fight, just depending on how her AI decides to play and how well I play into her. So I power start 1 this time, which is a new choice that I'm going for, just to try to reduce the time that it takes to get to SP3. I am not going to eat hits here. I haven't taken a hit in any of the fights. Well, I did once, but it didn't matter at that point. And so my goal here is to just get to SP3 faster and try to reduce Bane damage. But she starts being a bit of a pain. Quite early on, auto-blocking pretty much everything, so I can't really get an opening for a hit. There I accidentally hit her while her timer's still up. Now she's got more charges. There I finally get some hits in to turn off the Bane. She's throwing the SP1. We're almost to our SP3. I go for the counter so that we have our vicious buff up. And she can't auto-block us here, so we're going to throw this off. Get the big bleed going on her. And should be pretty much the fight. We just have to stall it out until she dies from the bleed, essentially. So there's the gunshot. She's ticking down for over, what is that, 5,000 a second. I'm just hitting into her. I'm going to take this all on the block. I'm incinerating immune anyway if I messed it up, but we don't want to eat that. Her sync shield comes back, but I'm just trying to buy time. We're eating Bane damage, but at this point I don't really care. I just want to finish this fight off. But again, just didn't really have an opening. More damage, and she's dead from the bleed. So we get down to 32% health, which is probably the lowest we've been, but hey, we get it done. And we have 5 fights, 5 solos. Our battle group lost 1-0 in a very, very close war that we actually ended up winning on time. You'll see here 4-4, but we won on time. So we're 4-2 on the season, which is a lot better than 3-3. So pretty happy with that, and hoping to keep the momentum up. If you guys like this video, I'd appreciate it if you left a like, subscribed for future content, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Later.